Today I'm going to be making one of my favorite dishes, gumbo. This dish originated in Louisiana. It's made of chicken, sausage, and shrimp. It's a very spicy dish, and I chose to make it because it's one of the few French dishes that was made here in America. It's very spicy, so I hope you like it. So to get started, I've gathered all of the ingredients. We're going to need some vegetable oil, 8 cups of chicken stock, half a cup of white onion, half a cup of celery, some okra, frozen or fresh, a bowl of spices, which I'll tell you more about later, half a cup of flour, and you might need some more extra for just extra thickening, a tablespoon of garlic, half a cup of chopped yellow bell peppers, some sausage, about 12 ounces, 3 pounds of chopped chicken, some scallions, and hot sauce, salt, and pepper for taste. So our first step, we need to put some of our chopped chicken in our bowl. Okay, that's good. And now we're gonna add the spices. So I haven't told you yet, but in this is about 2 teaspoons of garlic powder, 2 teaspoons of cayenne, about 1.5 teaspoons of black pepper, and some salt, depending on how salty you want it. So we're just gonna add that in there and stir it in, and blend it in. You just kind of add and mix, you don't want to add it in all at once, in other words, because it won't get all over the chicken. This is really going to add some more flavor to our gumbo. Get it all in there. And just stir it in there. Now that we have our chicken all seasoned, we're going to put it into a pan at medium heat. Before we put it in there, we need to add about 2 to 4 tablespoons of vegetable oil. Brand new. Okay. So you can measure it. I prefer to measure it, but you don't have to. Great. And then we're gonna add in our chicken for about, just until it's kind of brown. Oops. Clean that up later. So maybe about 10 minutes, maybe less. Okay, so this is about how cooked you want it. And once you have it like that, you want to find a clean plate and just scoop it all on there. If you lost most of your oil like I did, you'll need to add in a little more, not much. A little smoke. And since I still have a little more chicken, I'm going to put that in there right now. Just get all the rest of it in there. Now it's time to make our roux. So to start out, we need to pour in half a cup of vegetable oil to our pot. We're going to put this on medium low heat, I guess you could say. Spread that out. And once this gets hot, we are going to add in half a cup of white flour. Okay, now that our vegetable oil is nice and hot, I'm going to slowly add in the flour. We really can't let the flour burn, so we have to be careful. Okay. Just decided to add the rest of it in there. You might need to add in a little bit more of the vegetable oil. I think it's kind of dry. That should be good. You don't have to, but I chose to stir it with a wooden spoon. It's probably the best choice, but you don't have to. What we're going for is like a nice chocolatey brown color. That's the what's it called? The ideal form of the roux. If you ever see any like little black specks, that's a sign that you burned the flour or the roux, and you have to start over because it'll leave a really nasty, bitter taste. So you don't want that. Okay, so this roux, I've got it at the color that I want. It's supposed to take about 5 to 6 minutes. It took me a little longer because I was trying to be really careful with it, but now that it's this brown color we want, we're gonna move it off the heat. Turn that off, make sure to turn it off. It's kind of a mistake that I make a lot. And you really don't want it to burn, so you have to be careful with that. We're gonna add in half a cup of our, spilling some, white onions. Half a cup of our chopped celery. And some bell pepper. That's good. Now we're gonna stir it in. We're gonna stir it. That sounds good, doesn't it? And once it's not bubbling anymore, that's when we're gonna move on. So we're gonna keep. Okay. Now that we have it all like we want it, we're gonna put in our chicken stock. Ooh, starting a little. Okay, so we're gonna bring this to a boil, and once it's boiling, then we're gonna add in our chicken that we have already set from earlier. And then we're gonna let it simmer for about 35 to 40 minutes. But be careful because it'll splash. Wow, it's so quiet now. Okay. So this is looking good. Just how we want it. Later on in the cooking process, it'll start to brown a little bit more like gumbo usually looks like. But right now it's kind of a pale, calm looking gumbo with its chicken. It's just gonna simmer. Oh, yeah. Right now, we're gonna let it simmer for 30 to 45 minutes. So now we're gonna add in our sausage. So here we go. Get it all in there. Make sure it's spread out. We don't want them sticking together. Perfect. We're gonna cook this until all the sausage is fully cooked through, which might take about 10 to 15 minutes. So, and after that, oh, almost forgot. We need to add in the garlic. So it's about a tablespoon of garlic. And we just throw that in there. And some scallions. I can't believe I almost forgot. Okay, and we just stir that in there. Make sure to stir all the garlic in there really well because we don't want to get a chunk of garlic in our mouth while we're eating. Okay, so now that our sausage is all the way cooked through, we are done. So to serve, we just put some in our bowl. You could put it on top of rice, that's good, but I prefer to have it just as a stew on its own. Great. Okay, so we have our hot sauce, some salt, and some pepper. Oh, and just a second. Wanted to put some scallions on top. Wait, so probably should put in, I prefer a lot of hot sauce in it. And some salt, and some pepper. And then just mix it in there. And that looks good. So let's try it. It's good. Thank you for watching. Au revoir. Ooh. Stirring and stirring it around. Smell that? That smells good. That is the scent of victory. Okay, let's taste this. See if it's done. Pretty good.